Amber from Yoga with Amber. I'm a yoga teacher here in Kamloops, certified through Yoga BC and Yoga Alliance. In the last 10 years of teaching, I've worked with athletes such as hockey players, figure skaters, downhill ski racers, and triathletes and more. Today, we're going to work specifically on a yoga sequence for paddling, building some stability and some mobility in the shoulder joint, as well as working through the core and the hips. Enjoy today's sequence, go to your own level, and have some fun. As we do our yoga sequence for kayaking today, we want to make sure we keep our shoulder girdle active and our joints stable. Nadine is going to show the easier versions of the poses for people who've done less yoga, and for people who've done more yoga, we'll give you some harder options to feel challenged. Coming to the front of your mat, first of all, just find a neutral posture in mountain pose. Find your hips on top of your ankles, shoulders on top of your hips. Give your head a little wobble on the top atlas of your spine, and your wrists a little roll. We're just going to drop our right shoulder towards the ground, and then let your right ear fall to your shoulder, opening up in your neck. Nice big breath in and out. On your inhale, bring your head up, but keep your shoulder down and drop it to the other side as much as it'll go. And release. Take another big breath in, and on the exhale, drop the left shoulder down. Let the left ear fall towards the left shoulder. Big breath in and release. And inhale, your ear up, but keeping your shoulder down, lengthening the other side. And slowly coming out. Give your shoulders both the roll. We're going to come into some sun salutations for our warm-up. We're going to bring our feet together at the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. You're lifting the crown away from the tailbone. Exhale, walking or jumping back to plank. You can drop your knees to the ground. Hug your elbows in, shoulders on top of your wrist. Slowly coming down 1 inch, or all the way to the ground. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Pressing back into your down dog. From here, we're going to just take a few moments to really find our proper shoulder alignment in our down dog. So first is coming forward, finding yourself over top, so you're leaning too far forward, and then pressing back so you're way too far hyperextended. And then you want to find that happy place where you're in between. Your elbows are slightly rolled in to give more space so that you're not impinging in your shoulder joint. From there, slowly coming back into your plank, hug your elbows in, down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, pressing back down dog. On your next inhale, you can look up between your hands, walk your junky feet forward, exhale and fold, and inhale, floating back. Exhale to your heart center. Flowing through to sun salutation, be chair pose, drop the shoulders, pinkies turn slightly in. You want to feel your core working, pulling up through the pit of the belly, the pelvic floor. Shoulders are broad as you're reaching up. Inhale, come up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your back to plank. Slowly come down. Use your knees if you need to. Up dog or cobra. Press back, down dog. Right foot steps up between your hands. We're going to keep the back foot in line on the ball of the foot. Press into both feet, engage your core, float your hands up. We're going to bring in some movement with our breath. Bring the elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. And exhale, release. We're going to drop the left elbow down across the right leg. Bring your palms together. Press into the back heel, lengthen top of the head, and rotate, look over the right shoulder. Slowly release, dropping the hands to the ground. Step back into down dog, and we'll just switch legs with the left foot, stepping between the hands. Press into both feet, float up, use your core, and sink in the leg. Bring the elbows together, inhale and open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. And one more, and release. Dropping the right elbow, palms together, revolve prayer, press to the back heel to the top of the head, and then rotate looking over the left shoulder. Actively push into both feet. Use your core. Exhale, hands to the ground. Stepping back in plank, press to the heels, hug the elbows in, slowly come down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Pressing back down dog. Big breath in. On your inhale, look up between your hands, walk your feet forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, floating into chair. And exhale to your heart center. One more, coming into chair pose. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your jump back to plank. Slowly come down. Up dog or cobra. Pressing back, down dog. Right foot steps. This time drop the left foot 45 degrees, press into the feet and float up for warrior one. Excellent. On the exhale, floating out to warrior two. Relax your shoulders, gaze over the front middle finger. Check your knees not falling in, keep rolling it out. And drop the right elbow, inhale the left arm up, over the top, extended side angle. Feel like you have a nice long line, like Nadine's here, all the way up. And we're gonna exhale, bring this arm around and back, and inhale, bring it back up, rolling open through the shoulder, creating some extra mobility. And doing it 2 more times with your breath. Exhale, come down, inhale, roll up. Exhale, come down, inhale, roll up. Feel how that ignites from your core. Inhale, you're gonna float up, straighten the front leg. Move the hips to the back and reach the fingers forward, tipping into triangle pose. Looking up at the top hand. If it doesn't hurt your neck, if it does, just look forward. You can rest your hand on your leg or let it hover if you want to work harder in the core. We're going to drop the top palm and reach it forward. Notice how your shoulder needs to move down away from your ear to roll open. On your inhale, floating back up, bend the front leg, windmill the hands to the ground, step back in plank, hug the elbows in, slowly come down. Inhale, up dog or cobra, press back down dog, and step your left foot between your hands. Right foot's 45, press through the feet, floating up for warrior one. Open to the side for warrior two. Dropping the left elbow, inhale the right arm up, then over the top. Notice how smooth Nadine's shoulder blades are on her back. She's gonna exhale, come down, inhale, float up, and 2 more, exhale, come down, inhale, float up, exhale, release, inhale, float up, and then floating up to triangle. Hips move to the back, reach the fingers forward, exhale and tip, looking up at the top hand. From there, you're gonna roll open through your shoulder and let the palm drop. Again, your shoulder blades are smooth. You can hover the bottom leg or rest it. Hover the bottom hand or rest it on your leg. Pressing into both feet. Engage your core, floating up. Bend the front leg, windmill the hands to the ground, and step back into plank. From here, we're going to come into side plank, or first on your forearms, coming into forearm plank. You can drop your knees to the ground, taking this into a side plank, keeping your shoulder on top of your elbow. We're going to roll onto our side for side plank, stacking the feet. If that feels too challenging, you can keep the front hand in front, join it with the front leg. If you'd like to challenge yourself more, you're going to reach the top and up. If that feels good, lift the leg, press into the hips up to the sky, use the grounding points on the floor, and exhale, release. Switching to the other side, rolling over, stacking to the knife edge of the foot, pressing to the hands. Inhale, the left arm up. If that feels good, you can take the front leg to the front for a little bit easier, or you can keep the hands down. If you want to challenge yourself, you're lifting up in the leg. And slowly coming back to center. Drop your knees to the ground, plant your elbows, tuck your toes, and press back into Dolphin Pose. So you're trying to create a nice long line here in Dolphin Pose. It's a deep shoulder joint opener, so be careful if you have any rotator cuff injuries. You want to make sure that you're feeling really strong. If you want to go deeper, you can come up onto your toes, walk your feet in a little bit further, and really pressing back, not letting yourself come forward. Breathing into it, feeling that stretch in the shoulder. And then when you're ready, exhale, release, walking the feet back down, coming all the way down onto your mat. Taking the hands straight out in front of you, press through the feet, lengthen through the spine. We're just going to lift our legs off the ground with the hamstrings pressed through. And exhale, release. Coming into bow pose, we'll grab onto our ankles or our feet. Flex your feet to protect your knees. Hug into your center line so your knees aren't flying out to the side. Lift with your hamstrings and gently pull back. No pinching in your spine. Exhale, release, come down, reach it to the ground. And we'll do it one more time. You can switch, grab the inside of the ankles for a different stretch. Pull in and lift up. Big breath in. And exhale, release, come down. Tucking the hands underneath the shoulders. Taking the toes wide, coming into Anapata. Letting your forehead drop to the ground. Reach your arms away from you. If that feels good, you can bring your palms together, draw the thumbs to the back of the neck. And continue to press into the armpits, opening up in the shoulders. Releasing the low back. Exhale, release the hands, plant the palms. We're going to come up into plank, up onto your toes. Press through the fingers, lift through the hips and press through the heels, nice and long. We're going to lift our left arm, or our right arm. You got left? Lift the right arm. If you want to challenge yourself, lift the left leg. If that feels good. Switching sides. And we'll do one more on each side. Pressing in and lift. Use your core. And last one. Awesome. Drop the hands to the ground, walk back into down dog. On your inhale, look up between your hands, walk or jump your feet forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, floating up. And exhale to your heart center. So coming from mountain pose, we're going to bring all our weight and root it into our left foot. On the inhale, you can bring your left hand to your hip. Take your right foot anywhere inside that left leg. Don't worry about bringing it too high and just be cautious if it's on the knee joint. Option 1 can stay here. Option 2, you're going to bring your right hand to your right knee. Feel balance first, and then bring your left arm up overhead. Find your core fire, ignite it so that you're not wobbling. And then if it feels good, you're going to slide that right hand down your leg and arch to the side. In a Tofino tree, blowing over, opening the side of your body. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, slowly release. Coming into the other side, back in mountain pose. Relax yourself, a little shake if you need it. Exhale all your weight to the right foot, right hand to the right hip. When you're ready, inhale that left foot up, place it on your leg, hug into your center line, pull in through your core, and you can bring both hands to your hips, left hand to your leg. Really engage those legs as you bring your right arm up. On an exhale, if you want to advance, you're going to bring your left hand down and arch over, reaching through that right side of the body. And inhale, come up. Exhale, slowly release and come down. Give it a little shake. Coming into eagle pose. Option 1 is to just do the arms and keep the legs uncrossed. So we'll start with the arms, taking your right elbow on top, palms together, drop your shoulders down. If you can't do this, then you're going to grab your shoulders. With your arms together, drop your shoulders. If you're doing legs together, you're just going to sink down. Otherwise, bringing all your weight to the right foot. Take your left leg on top. Hug your legs together. Wrap your ankle if you can, and slowly pull up through your triceps. Feel a broadening in the back body. Pulling into your core, sinking everything below your waist into the earth, and rising everything else up to the sky. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, we're just going to switch arms, palms together, roll the shoulders back and down. Again, lifting a little bit into the triceps, bring all your weight onto the left leg. Wrap the other leg around. Pull in, exhale, sink in the legs. Inhale, lift in the triceps. Notice your breath, keep your gaze focused. And inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, release. Give your shoulders a little room. Coming to the front of your mat, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, walk or jump back to plank. Hug your elbows in, slowly come down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back down dog. And on your inhale, look up between your hands, walk or jump through to seated. Or find your way into seated. We're going to start with a seated twist, taking your left heel by your right bum cheek and taking your right foot over the top. If you can't get both your sit bones on the ground or this hurts your knee, you're going to keep your knee out like Nadine, straight leg. Pressing into your sit bones, lengthening nice and tall. You're going to take your left arm up, drop it to your knee, roll through your spine, lengthen. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. You want to feel like you're lengthening up and twisting in your spine. If you want to take it more advanced, you're going to take the left hand, spin the thumb down, reach through the legs, and clasp your hands. Really deep shoulder opener if you're clasping, but be careful that you don't collapse over. And exhale, slowly release. From here, we're just going to take the bottom leg parallel to the front of the mat, drag the top leg across, You may have to sit yourself up and back down. Keeping the feet flexed protects the knee joint. If it's too intense, you can sit on a blanket, or you can just sit comfortably in a cross-legged position. This is a deep hip opener, which helps your shoulders and your hips often mirror each other in movement. So if you're really tight in the hips, it impacts your shoulder mobility. We're going to take our left arm up and grab onto the elbow, draw it across. If that feels good, you stay there. If you want to go deeper, you take the top hand and reach it around to clasp behind your back. Big breath in, nice long opening. If that feels good, tailbone moves to the back as you lean forward. No pain in your knee or in your SI joint, low back. You want to feel this in your glutes and shoulders. Big breath in. And exhale, slowly release. Release the hands, plant them behind you, about a foot. Spread your fingers wide. Take your feet hip distance apart. When you're ready, press into the feet, press into the hands, lift the hips, and gently let the hip fall back. If it hurts your neck, keep your head up, just working and pressing into those shoulders and chest. Exhale, slowly release. Sitting on your sit bones, you're going to take your right hand, grab the outside of your left foot, lengthen up with your spine. On the exhale, press your foot down as you pull your belly button to the back of your mat. Breathing a nice stretch across the outside top of the shoulder blade, and slowly release. Doing the same sequence on the other side. Take your right ankle by your left arm, take your left foot over the top. Feet are flexed to keep your knee joint stable. Taking your left hand behind, right arm comes up. Exhale, drop it to the knee. Inhale, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, rotate, looking over the left shoulder. Big breath in. If it feels good, you want to clasp. You're going to take your hands underneath and bind them behind and under your legs. Try not to fall forward if you're binding. Continue to sit up and look over your left shoulder. Exhale, release, coming back to center, dragging that front leg parallel. You're going to bring your left shin on top, sitting on your blanket for support, or comfortably cross-legged if it hurts your knees. Being able to feel a nice opening in your hips, you can take your right arm up and draw it over. If that feels good, clasping the left hand behind your back, opening up in the shoulders, pressing to the feet, tailbone reaches to the back as you lean forward. Notice your breath. Let your gaze be soft and your jaw be relaxed. Inhale, slowly come up. Release the hands, plant them behind you. Press your feet into the ground for tabletop pose. If your wrists are sore, come onto your fists. Otherwise, pressing in, lifting up, only letting the head drop if it doesn't hurt the neck. Big breath in, opening your chest, and exhale, release, come down. Left hand reaches to the outside of the right foot. We're going to press the foot in as we pull back on the belly. Feeling a nice stretch come across the top side of the back of the shoulder. And slowly release. Give your shoulders a little roll. We're going to come right down onto our back. Dropping your shoulders to the ground, taking your heels close into your bum. You're going to roll onto the outside of your triceps. Clasping the hands and pressing them into the mat. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the hips. Big breath in. Try not to move your neck or head. And slowly coming down. Hugging both your knees in. We're going to take the left leg straight out and draw the right leg across your body. Taking the opposite hand, right arm, palm faces up, shoulder is open. On your inhale, slowly coming back to center, hugging both knees in. We'll switch sides. Right leg comes straight, left leg draws across your body. Left palm faces up. And exhale, slowly release, hugging both your knees in. You can rock yourself side to side gently. And then taking your legs either straight out in front or drawing your feet together, knees out, take your arms overhead, and like a snow angel, sweep your hands down the floor, just noticing what parts of your shoulder touch the earth until you feel a nice place. As you sweep your arms down, notice what parts of your shoulders touching the ground, notice what parts of the back, and just release into our very last pose of relaxation. Notice that your eyes can close and become heavy. We're going to leave you in your relaxation to stay here as long as you like. Let your eyes be heavy. Let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. Let them sink into the earth, and let your whole body sink into the earth, being embraced by gravity, and letting you completely relax and let your body absorb everything that you just did for it. Namaste.